Andrew, and this might be a silly question, so forgive me in advance, but is cholesterol linked with age? Does cholesterol become more of a heartache as you get older?
I'd have to say, for most people, yes. It's something that cholesterol won't necessarily change, I'm often asked, with exercise. But HDL cholesterol does go up with activity, especially with intense physical activity. So HDL can go up, which is very protective. But many of us, myself included, I was someone who, my entire life, my cholesterol level was never, my total was never over 159. Throughout all my years, I was taking cholesterol levels since I was in university. So 20s, 30s, 40s, never went up above 159, no matter what I ate, no matter what I did. Now, when I eat with a little less discipline and focus on heart health, my cholesterol level goes up significantly. So it's something that cholesterol does change because our hormonal system changes, our endocrine system changes, which can affect lipid metabolism. So not for everyone, but for most people, we are going to see an age-related change in cholesterol. So we have to be aware of that. And this is a way to sort of turn back the clock in that regard, to give us back, say, that 10, 15, 20% of cholesterol increase that came with age. And to the extent we could also modify our diet, this can be an even more powerful tool.
So it's something that we would encourage you to try. If you want to go for the smaller size, of course, give it 30 days if you so desire. If it's not working for you, we would want you to send it back and get a refund of the purchase price. One of the things that we've not had a chance to really discuss today, because there's a lot to talk about with secure meal replacement and of course Cholesteracare, is just the foundation and the principles of which this company is being built on. And when I say this company, of course HSN, but more importantly right now, Andrew Lessman, because Andrew's company really was a world first in so many respects. Andrew, you went against the grain and what seemingly everybody else was doing, but for the better of the customer.
Well, it seems so many of my products, when I first introduced this product, no one else had this product available. When I first introduced lutein and zeaxanthin in our eye product, no one else had it available. When I first introduced CoQ10, we'll talk about in a moment, that was 1984. That was, wow, 34 years ago. It was another decade before anyone else talked about it. But again, what I like to do is talk about things that are important for our health. Secondarily, create a product consistent with it and create a product that you could enjoy. So first and foremost, I'll talk about an ingredient for a long time, and many of the ingredients I'll talk about on air are long before I have them available, because we're putting them through testing. And plant sterols is one of those things I talked about, then we validated for ourselves, and then I brought it on air. And we've now had plant sterols available, I would say, for probably about 15 years.
Wow.
And still now, 15 years later, hard to find at a health food store, hard to find anywhere. Sometimes you might find a margarine or something like that that's fortified with them, but I don't think that's really practical. Why consume hundreds of calories in margarine to get some plant sterols? I think the most intelligent thing is a simple, easy to swallow capsule that in this case today, less than 10 cents a capsule. What we've done today, and we've never done this before, less than 10 cents a capsule. So it's an incredible opportunity. Normally, the 500 capsule supply would be $150. So to think that you're not paying $150 for 1,000 capsules, you're paying $99. It's a very proud moment for us, and it's a great opportunity for everyone else. But I just was going to read, these are some very recent charts. I have all these scientific charts that talk about how much you could expect to lower your cholesterol and things like that. But this was something that was recently published out of Europe, food and chemical toxicology. It is, however, also apparent that despite of an approved European Union health claim that the awareness of phytosterols, that's the ingredient here, as cholesterol-lowering ingredient is rather low with consumers. Therefore, further strategies to increase intake of foods with added phytosterols for a maximal cholesterol-lowering benefit are needed by raising awareness with consumers, but also amongst healthcare professionals. Again, doctors don't know about these either. This is from the European Journal of Health Economics. An increasing number of experts and health organizations recommend consuming plant sterols to reduce cardiovascular disease risks, heart disease risk, including American and British Heart Associations. The National Cholesterol Education Program recommends them. Moreover, the European Commission has acknowledged the value of sterile-enriched foods for cholesterol lowering through approval of health claims on some products. Again, it's nice to enrich foods with sterols, but if you don't eat the foods,
right,
it doesn't work.
Right.
My capsules work with whatever food you want to eat. Again, from the European Journal of Health Economics, the findings from this study add weight to calls for the increased use of plant sterile-enriched functional food as a preventive strategy for people with hypercholesterolemia. That just means people with high cholesterol. And it's a long word, but it just means high cholesterol. And suggests that encouraging the consumption of plant sterile-enriched functional foods is likely to bring cost savings to health systems as well as improving patient outcomes. We're talking about billions of dollars in savings. So it's a great opportunity for all of us. It's painless, it's tasteless, it takes 2 seconds, you swallow a little capsule, and it's less than a dime a capsule. So it's a great opportunity to make a difference in something that, for most of us, can pose a very, very serious risk to our health.
It's the new year, and we talked about that right at the start of the show, where we're feeling a little bit more optimistic about making some fresh changes, making some positive changes. And with this, if cholesterol, if your numbers are not right, if your numbers are not where they need to be, obviously all fingers are pointing at Cholesterol. It's an all-natural, all-real, all-perfect, and easy way to help lower those bad numbers. So we'd love to send you, obviously, your today's special. The pricing, as Andrew pointed out, is immense. I mean, it's a dramatic difference in price, especially with that unique size, the 1,000 capsule. Normally $270. Our price is $99.90, so you save $170. Nearly 52,000 spoken for. Andrew only has one more show, and that's going to be this evening. It's a good job with so many of these already reserved now. I mean, even the things that you don't get to see behind the scenes, that this is an all solar-powered factory based in Henderson, Nevada. Regular HSN viewers will know that we go there regularly throughout the year. We give you tours of the facility so you can see it. The standards are through the roof. But Andrew, that comes from you. I mean, that you set out those guiding principles, the highest of standards.
I think it's not enough that we make the best supplements in the world. And I think anyone who's followed me, I just mentioned this in my blog post, it dates me to think that I started my company in 1979, right, which this year is going to be 39 years.
Don't think about it.
It's even more crazy to me because it seems like yesterday when I first set foot, they literally dragged me kicking and screaming on stage on QVC, and that was 27 years ago.
Thank goodness they did. January
1st, 27 years ago. And I've been at HSN now for almost 22 years. Wow. So it's the passage of time, I think, has allowed folks to watch how my company has evolved and to watch how responsibly we go about doing everything. We were the first introducing you to CoQ10 and things like lutein and zeaxanthin, things like Cholesterol, plant sterols, and plant sterol esters. I take my responsibility not being up here to sell products, my responsibility to be up here providing you with the truth about supplements, telling you that raspberry ketones aren't going to help you lose weight, and green coffee bean extract, and ephedra, and things like this. Ingredients that I would never offer, even though they were selling like hotcakes everywhere else, because they weren't ethical, they weren't honest. That this is a product, Cholesterol, that's approved by the Food and Drug Administration. There's all sorts of silly magic people will talk about when it comes to supplements for cholesterol reduction, but this is real science, and that's, I think, the role that I play in terms of our company. Making great products is, especially when you're making them in a large facility, and our facility is pretty large, it requires a lot of energy, so I thought it was most responsible to respect our planet. So long before this became popular, I just thought it was the right thing to do. For 21 years, now 22 years, we've had no carbon footprint. So, and it's not only about carbon. When you burn fuel, you create pollution. No one burns fuel to make energy. We rely on Mother Nature. The sun provides our energy. So also with our products, every single bottle of supplements that you enjoy the benefits of, 3 mothers somewhere in the world, 1/4 of them right here in America, enjoy the benefits of a special prenatal vitamin that we make according to the formula for the World Health Organization. And they rely on us to make these prenatal vitamins, and I rely on you. So it's not just enough that I make the best vitamins in the world. I need to make them better, and as a company, we need to move through the world more responsibly than anyone else.
But I know that you also take that responsibility very seriously with regards to somebody watching the TV right now and choosing to spend their hard-earned money on a product that you are manufacturing. You take that very seriously.
That's, well, you deserve results. The key to my products, what I focus on are the reviews. I talk about them a lot, but for me, that's my report card. And for me, that's why I've had products that have not been well reviewed.
Right.
I will not continue to sell them.
Right.
I go back to the drawing board. We have a product development and a research development department. We go back to work. That was my meal replacement. My meal replacement, when I introduced it, was horribly reviewed. But it was a gradual process of us pulling those reviews up by listening to your feedback and improving products. As much as I have a research development and product development department, you drive that process because it's with a product like this, it's your results, it's your benefits that determine whether or not we're doing a good job. And with Cholesterol, yes, like our meal replacement, we have abundant science to tell us what to do. But in terms of the product, unless and until we can make it in a way that's going to get your great reviews, we haven't succeeded.
And I only say it because, you know, when I'm at home, I always wonder as well about the people that we see on television. And I do think it's important that you know that behind the scenes, Andrew is inevitably a gentleman with the utmost credibility, authenticity, and integrity. And I say it because it's important. It's not just a facade. And so many times you watch TV shows and people put on their TV face.
No,
you're the real deal.
I'm no actor. I am. With me, it's unfortunately what you see is what you get, because if it's in my brain, it's usually coming right out of my mouth. Right. But as people who've stopped me on the street, they often say I look better in person, which is good. but they always say, "Wow, you act the same, you sound the same, you are the same," and that's, well, as I'm not an actor. Plus, as long as I've been doing this here, 27 years on television, as they say, you can't hide your true self.
True.
So, you know, this is what I do. I happen to be, my career is my hobby. I spend, even if I didn't do this, I'd spend dozens of hours every week reading the scientific research. Yes. That's what I love to do. And that's what I come on here to share with you. So hopefully that instills a level of confidence, because unlike most supplement companies or manufacturers, I actually started the company in 1979. I left everything behind. I was planning on being a doctor, planning on being a lawyer. And I took all my education and I started a supplement company because I thought that was an important way to go in terms of affecting the health of our society, and mostly providing information. Initially, I was doing seminars for doctors, educating doctors about how to use nutritional guidelines and nutritional supplements to improve the health of their patients. It evolved into a company that I started. So 39 years later, I'm making nutritional supplements. I'm standing here on TV educating about them, and never in a million years did I dream that I would do this. But given what my interests have always been throughout my life, my education, this is exactly what I should be doing. So hopefully, I do a good enough job where it gives you information, not necessarily to buy my products, because as I've said since the first day I set foot on QVC back in 1991, the first thing I said is, it's not important that you get my product. And back then I was just talking about a simple multivitamin, mostly focused on vitamin D long before anyone else. What I said, what's important is that you simply get the information. Yeah. Because with that information, you could buy someone else's good product, try to do the best you can, or simply modify your diet. That's the key.
And there it is. And maybe Cholesterol isn't for you. Maybe you're not looking to lower cholesterol numbers right now. Maybe it's an omega product you're looking for, or CoQ10. Whatever the vitamin or supplement that you are looking to take, we encourage you to check out hsn.com. Type in Andrew Lessman and his entire vitamin store will appear. All of his products, in our opinion, are the best in the world.
And every product, I don't have a product line of like 500 or 1,000 products like other companies. I don't even think we have 100 products on hsn.com. But every single one of them is a customer pick. Every single one of them is exceptionally well reviewed, whether it's our omega-3 product, which unbelievably an omega-3 product is almost perfectly reviewed with over 95% positive reviews. So we take what we do seriously. My company exists solely and exclusively to get great reviews from you, meaning solely and exclusively to please you. And I take it very seriously if we don't, but overall, I think we've done a good job.
Well, with that in mind, I know that we have about 9 minutes left. I think we're going to get to some reviews here, but if we don't, folks, please do go online as well. This is one of 2 today's specials that we've got. We have our secure meal replacement and Cholesteracare. So today is your day. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a nudge in the right direction for somebody to say, listen, I've got a great solution and this is going to work for you, and it will work for you. So at this point in time, with thousands upon, I think 50,000 now spoken for, or just 53,000, geez Louise, this is the option in terms of sizing. You could choose the smallest size, which will get this home for you for less than $18, the 250, less than $40 on Flex, 500, less than 60, and of course this very special size of the today's special, 1,000 caps at $99.90. It is exciting when you buy something that you know is going to work.
Well, when you're talking about the most heavily prescribed drug in America, in America, which are statin drugs for lower cholesterol, and they're incredibly effective. They also come with a very long list of side effects, from muscle tenderness to fatigue and if you have muscle soreness or tenderness, talk to your doctor about it. Just don't ignore it. But to think that this is the largest class of medications sold in America, and obviously everyone knows about them, but no one knows that here's a natural ingredient that will help that product work better, potentially lower your requirements for it, and you could work with your doctor to accomplish that. I didn't read any of the testimonials. I had them here, and we have incredible testimonials. I'll do that this evening. We only have one more airing this evening, and I'll do that.
And so bear that in mind, because that is, you know, Andrew has limited appearances throughout the day. Cholesterol is not something that we can ignore. But Andrew, I think a lot of us, and I am guilty of this as well, sometimes in life it feels easier to ignore it because we're not sure we can make an effective change.
Well, I think between dietary changes, which we'll talk about in a second with Muriel, and simply one capsule added to a meal, to be able to do that, and we're talking about less than a dime a capsule, to be able to do that and see a substantial reduction in total and LDL cholesterol, I think it's worth an investment. If nothing else, if you're a skeptic, try to prove me wrong. I think the science is going to bear me out, but it's always fun to do that. That's why I do frequent blood tests, because I like to experiment with different things, and I like to see what works and what doesn't work. And invariably, the science tends to work.
But when it's founded on yeah, should we go? We're going over now? Oh, great, let's go, folks. We're going to go over this way. Muriel is here.
Hello.
Direct from Paris, Cordon Bleu. How are you?
So good. So nice to be here. Hi, Adam.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
So did you, I mean, everybody I think was aware, if you follow Muriel as well online, you were in Paris?
Yeah, I went back to the Cordon Bleu to do the pastry class. It was very interesting and fun and too difficult for me.
No, but Muriel is someone who swore the pâtisserie, she swore she would never do that, because she was like a serious chef. Right. And pastry is very different. It's like almost like chemistry and things, and she went and did that because in the future what she really wants to do is figure out how to help everyone eat sort of breads and pastries that are gluten-free and healthy. And that's what she originally did at Cordon Bleu. She figured out how she could take all the training at Cordon Bleu that she did years ago and turn that into healthy eating. Right. And that's now what she's going to do next with pastry and things. But
that's the very interesting thing about the Cordon Bleu. They teach you the basic and the classic way to learn the patisserie, the pastry there. So you have all your facts, and then you can redo it a better way, hopefully. We'll see about that.
So talented. Well, all that talent is in these cookbooks, folks.
Well, and that's what we just wanted to briefly do these before we talked about Secure, because, as I always say, 80% of weight loss is what you eat, what you put in your body. That's why meal replacements can work, and the science has shown they work. But we still have to eat food. And sort of our secret at home, we have our everyday eating cookbook that you get for free with the Secure meal replacement. Right. But these are the 2 cookbooks that really define sort of how we eat and how we snack. The first cookbook Muriel did, which was the soup cookbook, and you could get both of them for a shipping charge, basically. And it can change the way you can eat for the year. It really is something so simple, so beneficial, especially when it comes to changing the content of our diet. Soups and veggies are things that are very easy to snack on, and salads and things. And Muriel just did an exceptional job, and I'll let her speak about it because I'm going to eat something.
Ooh, imagine that. Well, okay, well, I wanted to tell you about this soup cookbook. First of all, it's my first one. It's one of our favorite. Andrew eats soup every single day.
Soup.
And there is 10 really interesting facts about soup that I can tell you very briefly. First of all, soup is super filling. And also remember, with our nutrition facts like this that you have, you know exactly...
Is that the asparagus soup, or which one is that? Or is that the pea soup? But I eat the asparagus soup probably... There's an asparagus chicken soup that I eat virtually every day. Asparagus is remarkably healthy, and it's little 8-ounce bowls that we have in our refrigerator. So Muriel makes a big pot of soup and just fills them in little 8-ounce bowls. And we're talking about 60, 70, 80 calories a bowl. So it's my perfect snack, because I'm someone, as much as I eat healthy, I have a tendency to eat too much. So soups and these little bowls with little salads in them make it simple for me to eat a controlled amount. That's the creamy asparagus soup.
Is actually Andrew's absolute favorite soup. And it's really also very easy with soup to add a handful of green in it, if you don't know how to eat your greens every day. Handful of spinach, boom, in the blender. You can save it in the fridge for a few days. Soups are also very, very versatile. So you can exchange an ingredient that you do not have in your fridge or pantry, and then off you go. You cook your thing and you have it, you know, and it's extremely
You just talk
healthy.
about random. The other day, Muriel made sort of a spinach, broccoli, leek. I mean, she just threw a whole bunch of soup things together, and it was incredible. She did a cauliflower soup. And again, they are really an incredible tool when we think in terms of weight loss. And just get those little 8-ounce bowls. I eat the soups cold, so I take them right out of the fridge and eat them. I don't even stick them in the microwave or anything like that. And they're just absolutely delicious, remarkable. It's such a great tool to have at our disposal, because if we rely on others that we're going to be buying their foods, the foods are incredibly expensive. If you look at these soups, the pea soup, the split pea soup, or the sweet pea soup that I often have almost every day as well. I mean, we're talking almost every day as well. That those probably cost pennies a bowl.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. Soups are very inexpensive to make, and also it's a great way to save money. And remember, save the cheese to just sprinkle on the top at the end. You know, all kind of ingredients to make it look a little prettier for your family to really enjoy at home every day.
I do want to let everybody know it is not a mistake. The soup cookbook is $4.90 with free shipping. It would cost you more to ship it. The veggie cookbook is $7.90. You can buy both for $9.90. So you get both cookbooks. If you see the bottom option is both of them for $9.90. There's only about 1,800 left. It is free shipping. For a lot of us, you might say, well, why is this so inexpensive? Because let me tell you, the way that Muriel has laid these out is incredibly easy and simple. I know that both of you are very much excited about the idea of sharing healthy recipes that taste good for all of your customers. That's what this is.
Absolutely. It is what it is all about. And also the fact that maybe after the holidays, you've been enjoying yourself a little bit too much and you want to go back to a healthy diet, but you also want it to be easy, simple, and quick, because we all work every day, family, kids, and everything. So soup is a great way. You have it in the fridge, boom, take it out, and you are done. Your meal is done with a lovely salad and maybe a side of protein.
And even with the veggie cookbook, it focuses on cruciferous and leafy greens and making them delicious, because I'm someone who typically doesn't love veggies. So that's what Muriel had to use her cordon bleu training to figure out how to make me want to eat all these veggies. And what Adam was just saying before, this is a decision I made several months ago, that I'm really not in the business of selling books, but I am in the business of providing healthy information. So even though these books are spiral bound, which is very expensive to make, we decided that we were going to create a pricing that was like a giveaway for these books. So you're getting both of these books, and obviously it costs a lot to ship the books. So you have an opportunity to get these books at a great value, because again, I make supplements. these books allow you to be healthier when you enjoy the benefits of our supplements. So it's something that we decided a while ago that if we do books, and when Muriel does books in the future, when maybe she does her healthy pastry book, again, you're going to see them at sort of not normal pricing. That's why these books aren't in bookstores or things like that, because the real story behind these books is just trying to make them available to you. Because to the extent you get them, you could use them, and the turkey chili, which you don't even have to add turkey to the chili. Sometimes you make it at home without the turkey. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, well, the turkey chili is a great way as well to keep that. It's in the soup cookbook. It won many awards, and also it's a really great way to feed your family with a side salad. Very healthy. Remember, you don't eat turkey. You can substitute it for something more vegan. That totally works. Or some people like beef or other things. We don't.
Oh, good.
And also, there is so many things to do with our soup book. For example, here in our vegetable cookbook, it's healthy veggies made delicious. So this is our famous kale turkey burger. And I added kale in that. But if you don't have that, of course, you do whatever you have at home. Make it easy for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's just, actually, I was just looking, we don't have many of these that are going to be left, if any at all. So it's just a great opportunity to provide that environment where you can make good, healthy decisions. They're easy to follow. Every recipe comes with a true nutrition fact, a full nutrition fact panel. I don't know of any other cookbook that gives a full nutrition fact panel, so you know exactly what you're eating in terms of all the nutrients, all the micronutrients, everything. And there's pictures, there's a shopping list, so you could take a picture of it with your phone, you could take it with you to the store. So it's just an affordable opportunity. The key to losing weight and being healthier this year is what you put in your body. Secure, we'll talk about it in a moment. Yes, that's the structured eating that meal replacement science says that help you lose weight. But to the extent you can embrace the foods that are in these cookbooks, this will work just as well as Secure to help you lose weight.
I dare say it'll be the least expensive cookbooks you've ever bought and will end up being the best cookbooks you ever bought. Remember, you get both of them for $9.90.
And they're very well reviewed as well.
Oh, the 4.5 star. People love them. Muriel.
Yeah, 4.7 stars, and everybody loves this cookbook. They use them all the time, and they are their favorites.
And you can get more inspiration from Muriel online if you go to Facebook and search Muriel. And what's the name as well?
Eating Well with Muriel.
Eating Well with Muriel. Check it out. Thank you, Muriel, so much.
Thank you so much
Happy
for having
New
me.
Year. I do want to let you know that CoQ10, are we doing a presentation, Andrew?
No, we'll do it later this evening.
Okay.
It's important to talk about CoQ10 when we're talking about cholesterol, because cholesterol-lowering drugs absolutely scientifically proven to lower CoQ10 levels. So you need to supplement CoQ10 if you're taking statin drugs. It doesn't have to be mine. Mine, I could talk about why mine is the best, but it doesn't have to be mine. But you need to be supplementing CoQ10. It will help eliminate some of those uncomfortable side effects that can come from taking statin drugs. So just so everyone knows, it's also the most important nutrient in terms of energy production. So if you're exercising this time of year, maybe dealing with fatigue, it's a great product to have as a foundational nutrient. So we'll talk about that this evening. World's best CoQ10. It is available if you'd like to order. Again, anything that you're looking to shop for, whether it's Omega products or anything else, check them out. And with the cookbooks, we're probably going to run out of cookbooks. We'll do whatever we can to make sure we have enough to go around. I'm always so excited to do those with you, Andrew, because it's a lot of us, we try cookbooks, they're hard to follow. We just like eating during the show. I know you do. That's the secret reason why they're there. As I've said, I've often said that if I see food, I eat it. That was the perfect example. While we were doing that show, I ate a bowl of the chili and a bowl of the asparagus soup. I couldn't reach the turkey burger, so I couldn't quite get there. That would have been rude to reach across. They're in a to-go box for me for later. But we're going to end this show with a presentation on something that I know a lot of us wait every single year for. It's Andrew's incredible Secure Meal Replacement. It is the world's finest meal replacement with about 65 calories per serving. You have got the easiest way and simplest way to tackle those New Year's resolutions, to lose weight and to do it in a way that is actually enjoyable. The reviews are through the roof. The testimonials are like you've never read before. I want to quickly take you through the pricing because I know that with only one more presentation tonight, this is getting exciting. And here's the reason. 20 meals savings are $16. 50 meals savings $20. The 100 meal kit, you see it says kit because here everything from here on down comes with some Choco Nouveau, comes with Andrew's green
green tea, comes with a cookbook. Savings are huge here. Normally $180, today $89.90, save $90. 200 meal kit, normally $327, today $149.90, save $177. Most people are doing this. 300 meal kit. Remember, there is an up to 3-year shelf life, so it pays dividends to get that one. Normal price would be $471. Our price is $199. That saves you $272. Andrew, it is, for many of us who are looking for healthier solutions in the new year, who are looking to lose weight, I mean, if you actually missed some of the reviews that Andrew read, there was one that a lady lost, I think, 140 pounds, 60 pounds, 178 pounds.
100 pounds, yeah.
It was amazing. We'll talk and be very frank about other options in the market. There's a lot of hype out there about weight loss and a lot of dissatisfaction. There's a lot of us that feel let down and disappointed about something that doesn't work. This product works and you'll actually enjoy taking it. So, secure meal replacement, you can choose vanilla. There's chocolate, or of course there's the coffee. With the larger sizes, you can actually mix and match, which you get as well, which is really exciting. When you feel good about yourself, it really does affect everything. The way you treat others, the way you feel about getting up on a morning. And with Andrew's Secure Meal Replacement, there is no doubt that it is putting smiles on faces. Andrew, today is actually a new day because this formula, like seemingly everything you do, has evolved to be better than ever.
Well, we evolved this formula in terms of, we continue evolving it in terms of flavor. We always do that. We continue to evolve the formula in terms of nutrition. And this is a special formula that we did for this January, for this New Year's, and that's adding the acetyl L-carnitine.
Right.
The reason I did that is because acetyl L-carnitine in the last couple of years has become one of our most popular separate ingredients. And because I knew I could add it to this formula without it affecting taste and without it affecting solubility, I thought, why not? Acetyl L-carnitine is a critical ingredient for fat metabolism. You can't mobilize carnitine in your cells you can't mobilize fat in your cells, meaning move fat in your cells to the location where it's actually metabolized and burned without having carnitine acyl transferase. So acetyl L-carnitine is the molecule that delivers that ingredient that's essential for fat metabolism. So we added it to Secure. So last year, I didn't think we'd be able to do as good a value as we had last year. This year is, in fact, a much better value than last year. And in fact, today, our Secure is less expensive than when we introduced it originally, which is an exciting opportunity. I was just going to read a few reviews here. We read some reviews that talked about the various weight loss, and we have hundreds of reviews that talk about weight loss, from simply maintaining weight to losing 5 or 10 pounds, those pounds that they had been struggling to lose in the past, all the way to losing 100 pounds, 200 pounds, like losing another person. Of course, and with this product, what you notice about the weight loss is it tends to be rational and reasonable. You're not saying someone say, I lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks. You're seeing someone say, I lost 15 pounds, say, in 3 or 4 months. That it's a reasonable weight loss because this is something you could stick to. It's healthy. And they also talk about the fact that they've maintained their weight loss, which is consistent with the science. So let's read a couple of the reviews here. This is from Robert. I'm 53 years old and have searched throughout my adult life, high and low, for a complete meal replacement. But it wasn't until Andrew Lessman led me to his product that I found a cure for my hunger. He let me see the cure in Secure. That's
Very
interesting.
good. I like that.
And I will be forever grateful. Thank you, Robert. That's clever. Yummy. I use this in my coffee every morning. You'll never find a more nutritious, cost-effective, and dreamy, yummy drink.
There you go.
Can you believe people are writing that about a 60-calorie, 60-calorie meal replacement? Make it and take it and thumb your nose at all those useless, pricey coffee houses. You know, it's like marketing copy. This is really well written. Andrew offers the best of the best. Best tasting go-to meal replacement drink. I'm a huge fan of meal replacement beverages in general. Andrew Lessman secures not only the most delicious meal replacement beverage, but completely filling as well. A true chocolate treat. I love the vanilla. As someone who has lost over 100 pounds on my own with no surgery, I need something to help me because I'm at a plateau. I've been looking for meal replacements and have found that they often wreak havoc on your digestive system. Some are too high in calories or fats, and to be honest, some taste awful. I love the flavor of this in vanilla, and vanilla's totally flexible. And yes, it is sweet, but I like that. People complain, too much flavor, too sweet. Yeah. You can't fix it if there's not enough flavor, not enough sweet. So we'd rather you make too much and you get to dilute it and make it flexible. I make it with low-fat milk or add it to my smoothie. I really like it and will repurchase from Mari in New Jersey. Perfect for a true coffee junkie. This is the only coffee-flavored drink that I have ever liked. It's because we make it with real coffee. Right. It is not only rich, smooth, and filling, it really does taste like coffee. Too. Thank you, Andrew, from Patsy in Texas. And that's another warning about the coffee. Because we make it with real coffee, just like real chocolate in the chocolate, because we make it with real coffee, it has caffeine. That's why you won't see me do, especially in the evening tonight, you will not see me do the coffee tonight because I would be awake afterwards. It's not a big caffeine hit, but it does contain about 25 milligrams of active caffeine from coffee. So you have to be aware of that for those of you who are avoiding or just don't have it at the second half of the day. I drink green tea early in the day. After 12, 1, 2 o'clock, I stop having any caffeine. So it doesn't affect my sleep. Smells like real coffee. The coffee-flavored meal replacement drink is the best. Everyone's surprised, I think, because most products don't use real coffee. Right. I've tried to find others that compare and found none that even come close. Love, love, love it. Terry from Maryland. And of course, ours is also the most affordable. Love it. It's the second time I've ordered this. This is the best meal replacement I've ever tried. I order the vanilla so I can add different fruits and make it my own flavor. I always add skim, organic milk, and not water. Wonderful flavor, great price. It mixes wonderfully easy. Maybe tonight we'll bring some skim milk out here and show how easily it mixes with skim milk. Right. I've tried many protein shakes, but this is by far the best. Since I discovered Andrew Lessman's Secure Complete Meal Replacement, I have not used any other. It is absolutely delicious. I love this. This is the best meal replacement on the market. I bought the vanilla and love it. It tastes great, and I'm not hungry after all, from Lucy in Texas. That's all about the experience. But the reason why it works in terms of weight loss is not only do we focus on the experience in terms of flavor, but we also focus on the experience in terms of weight loss. And those are the numbers. It's the lowest calorie meal replacement in the world, 63 to 70 calories. Right. No meal replacement, no protein product will mix quicker or easier. None. I've showed that a couple of times. I could show us again in a moment. It's rich, delicious, and filling. You could read the reviews. And certainly, there are going to be some reviews on hsn.com, and there are thousands. There are going to be some that don't like it. There'll be some that hate it. But any food, I don't care how perfect it is, there are going to be some people who hate it. I could find something I love. Sure. Half the world will not love it. A quarter of the world might hate it. But when you look at a meal replacement that's low calorie, chocolate, vanilla, coffee, and what we patterned it after, I just looked at the guys who know what they're doing. I patterned this after the delicious shakes at fast food restaurants or at that coffee restaurant. I just copied theirs. I went to the same flavor houses they went to in terms of finding the appropriate flavors to achieve this. And so I made sure that this was going to taste great for all of us who love all those unhealthy, high-calorie shakes out there. So that's why, despite it being an ultra low-calorie meal replacement, I don't think other folks manufacturing these products approached it as I did. And that's why our product delivers such an incredibly, remarkably high level of satisfaction that about 70% of the people using this product, or not 70% of the folks who've written reviews, and more people tend to be inspired to write negative reviews than positive reviews, 70% have given it 5 stars.
And let me tell you, Andrew has spent a fortune on this. I mean, he has spent an absolute fortune in terms of developing, perfecting that taste. Because you know and I do, we could stand here talking about weight loss all day long, we talk about the results all day long, and you get this home, and you take that first sip, and it's not quite fantastic. Day 2, you have another try, I'm really not liking this, and by day 3 and day 4, you've given up.
All you need to do is when you get it home, if you just unscrew the top there and you just smell it, you will know that these are dramatically different. I mean, what meal replacement could you open and have it probably be 3 or 4 feet away from you, whether it's chocolate, vanilla, or coffee? I'd be able to tell you which one was open. That's how much of an investment we make in flavor. And yes, I've read the reviews and I've read the most common complaint is too much flavor and too sweet. But that's something that you can't fix if there's not enough flavor and not sweet enough. So what you do, if there's too much flavor, you just get to use less of it. It goes further. It's a better investment, a better value. So, and the key to this product is that this is not my way for you to lose weight. All I'm doing is taking what science has shown to be the most effective way to lose weight, which is using a meal replacement, and creating a product that follows the RDAs in terms of nutrition guidelines. Because I know vitamins and minerals as well as I do, we can make sure that they do not affect flavor at all, that they're ultra super soluble, they're available to you, but they won't affect flavor. I went to the best source of protein in the world for weight loss, which is non-GMO soy protein. Without a doubt, you read the science, that's the best source of protein for weight loss. We still have a secure version that's made with whey protein and one made with marine collagen protein. You can find that at hsn.com, also on special savings for this weekend. But the soy protein, the best science on weight loss, meal replacements using soy protein, low in carb, low in sugar, low in calories, easy to mix, great investment in flavor. So all I did was take the science and try to breathe as much life into it as I possibly could to ensure that this difficult process, I read a study yesterday, people who embark on diets and weight loss, that it's reported that 99.8% of them will ultimately fail. Wow. But the greatest opportunity for success comes with a meal replacement. So even if we could just change that by a few percent, and I think once you try this, it gives you a sense of hope. Because once you can replace 1 or 2 meals, maybe you start off replacing 2 meals, and then eventually it only needs to be 1 meal. That is the opportunity. Or even, this is so low in calories, if all it does is replace that bad snack, a bag of chips is a few hundred calories. This is 66. In water, if you mix it with non-fat milk, what is it, barely 100 calories or so. So it's so flexible, and what we were talking about before, I encourage you to find ways to make this work even better for you. With the chocolate, we found adding almond butter, pecan butter, cashew butter, things like that work great with the chocolate. Add protein, make it even more filling. With the vanilla, it works with a vegetable shake. It works with any kind of fruit smoothie. We add frozen berries. So find a way to make it work for you. It's so low in calories that you could add whatever you want. It's still lower in calories than the other meal replacements, and it will taste better.
And the other thing as well that you'll, I think, really appreciate is the confidence that you've got of what you're actually consuming, because the quality, the nutritional content of what you're going to take is actually, for most of us, probably better than that lunch we were going to have. So the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients that are in there are phenomenal. And we'll talk a little bit later on about the great pretenders and about those of us that have tried the latest, greatest fad, the latest, greatest thing that's going to definitely make those pounds just fall off. It's incredible. Folks, that's not what this is about. As you can tell, there's no fancy B&As, before and afters on the screen. Just 2,700 incredible reviews. But I think there has to be, beyond these amazing results, Andrew, we have to know that we're treating our body well with this meal replacement. Well,
I think the most important thing we have to recognize, and I often say this, other than smoking, if we can quit smoking, nothing will provide a greater lift to our lifelong health. Right. And I encourage if there's a New Year's resolution, if you could try that, and there's all sorts of modalities now that we could all use, a great idea to embrace. But the most important thing we could do to lead a healthy life, whether we're at 20 years of age, 15 years old, if we're very young, and childhood overweight and obesity is worse than it's ever been by far, or whether we're 80 years of age, to the extent we can approach our optimum weight, get close to our optimum weight, to move through our lives, our optimum weight, nothing will pay greater health benefits. It allows us to control our blood pressure more easily, our blood sugar more easily. It's healthier for our joints. It reduces our risk of heart disease and stroke and any number of things. So if we could find a way to achieve that, that's why I wanted to talk before about Muriel's soup and veggie cookbooks, because those could just, if you find a few things that work there, that can change the way you eat at home or change the way you eat at the office. Imagine what we do, just bring a few of those little 8-ounce bowls with some salad in it, with some soup in it. It functions like a meal replacement, actually. So to the extent we can find, and science is replete, science has all sorts of modalities available to us to help us lose weight. But the one that works best for normal people living normal lives, it's the most affordable, it's the easiest, the simplest, and most straightforward. It's using a meal replacement. All I've tried to do is make the best one in the world. And I started off I tried to do that 30 years ago. I didn't succeed as well as I do now, but it's like any process, you get better at it. So over the last 30 years, we've gotten better at it because you've told us what the best meal replacement required. So I didn't realize the most important investment I make in a meal replacement, not the vitamins and minerals, not even the protein, which ours is the best, and of course in all three of those categories. The most important thing I could do is invest in flavor. That's the hardest work we can do because that's where you will embrace the product. I don't care how well it is from a scientific basis, how well it does from a scientific basis. If it doesn't taste great, as you read the reviews that people say they tried hundreds of meal replacements, they tried numerous products and nothing worked because they didn't want to use it. And this is a product that fortunately tens of thousands of folks have decided they want to use it, and they wait every year for January. In fact, Jenny just told me that we already had sold out. We'd sold out the 300 in coffee.
Oh, wow.
We'd sold out a number of different sizes already. So we're going to do our very best to make sure that we have everything throughout the day, because for me, we only really talk about Secure like this once a year. And so for me, this is an important day because weight loss is really about finding something that works for you. Meal replacements, the other ways, if people deliver food to your house and meals to your house, that costs. Yeah. That costs what Secure will cost for a year. You could spend that in less than a month. Yeah. So this is really something that addresses your budget at 66 cents a meal, not even including the value of the other little goodies that you get along with it. That's a great opportunity to save and a great opportunity to potentially lose weight.
And that moment is, you know, today, January 14th. For a lot of us that maybe wanted to do it and said, this is the year where I am going to start to tackle that weight, lean up a little bit. This is the opportunity where, okay, here's a product that actually is going to work for you. We only have about 10 or 11 minutes left in the show. I just want to show you this breakdown of the options so you know what you can buy tonight. 20 meals, 50 meals, or 100 meals, 200 or 300. If you choose the 1, 2, or 3 included in your today's special will be some Choco Nouveau, will be a cookbook, and will be some of Andrew's green tea. This is the one that Andrew's talking about. The reason why most people are going for the 300 kit, beyond the fact that it's a $472 value that you're getting for more than half off.
Without the goodies, it's 66 cents a meal. Without the free gifts, it's on the 200, it's 75 cents a meal. On the 100, it's still less than 90 cents a meal. Even on the 50, it's about, what does that end up being? A little bit more than 95 cents a meal, 97, 98 cents a meal. So even the Try Me size, it's barely $1 a meal. For the acetyl L-carnitine, all the vitamins and minerals you're getting, and just the sophistication of this product. I've been told again that this would be a better business proposition for my company if we sold this for $3 a meal, because people won't respect the product because it's so affordable, that we would do better if we sold it for more. Frankly, my goal when we do a Today Special is to see how affordably we can make a product available. And that's the key, because to the extent we make this affordable, we provide opportunities to lose weight. And just as I stand here, I know that for every person who gets this home, there's likely someone watching who's thinking about what they'll do for weight loss, which is great. Find a great meal replacement that works for you, or create your meals in little structured doses like we do at home in the 8-ounce bowls, which is effectively like creating a food meal replacement. You want to create portion control. You want to keep yourself out of harm's way. If you don't have things pre-decided, we tend to make bad decisions on the fly. So that's the key to weight loss. You don't have to get my product. I've talked about all the reasons why and all the people who love it and the science that supports it. But you just need to embrace something that structures your meals. Meal replacement science has been proven to be the best way to do so.
Andrew, I wonder if you would mind, and you always do it in such a wonderfully constructed and objective way, but there are many, many of us out there that wake up to lots of commercials, lots of advertisements that promise very big things. And there are a lot of us out there that see TV shows that talk about the latest, greatest thing. And many of us try it and we feel very let down. That is a problem because for a lot of people now, we are naturally very skeptical.
No, there are billions and billions and billions of dollars, maybe tens of billions of dollars, invested, I won't say invested because that seems like a positive word, wasted every year in this country on sort of weight loss scams. Even in the supplement industry, scammy weight loss ingredients like raspberry ketone or green coffee bean extract. I have a chart that lists all of them, that it's very straightforward weight loss. I've talked about this yesterday. It's what we put in our body. The body fat on our body we have to lose resulted from something we put in our body. Right. That when it comes to understanding weight loss, as simple as the process as it is to understand, it's probably the most difficult thing to undertake because it goes against our very nature to start cutting back on what we eat. But weight loss, if we understand it's what we put in our body, it's the quantity and the quality of what we put in our body. It's sort of, as they say, the first step to weight loss is like balancing a checkbook. And the body fat on our body is like a big savings account. We want to spend that money. So the only way we encourage our body to start spending that savings is by making fewer deposits. So that's when we'll start making the withdrawals. So that's step one. And that's just balancing your checkbook. You put less in, you're going to be pulling more out. Right. But step two is really understanding that it's not just how much you put in your body, but it's the nature of what we put in our body. We all now know that carbohydrate, sugar, those have, I always say food is like eating information. And our body interprets that information. So when we eat carbohydrate and sugar, it interprets it in a way that's sort of provocative in terms of body fat on our body. When we consume protein, it preferentially provides a different message, different information to our body. That's why our meal replacement is preferentially protein, reduced carb, reduced sugar. That makes sense. Reduced fat. That makes sense. So in fact, Muriel and I, the way we eat, we typically try to avoid carb and sugar, and we're not, as long as it's good fat, we're not worried about fat, and we like quality protein. That's really the way to go about losing weight now, but the key is just understanding that there's not, maybe I'm not doing a good job at it, but I'm trying to help everyone understand that yes, it will be perhaps the most difficult thing you undertake, but just because it's the most difficult thing you undertake doesn't mean there's some magical mystery behind it. It's simply what we put in our body, which is hard to manage, but meal replacements have been shown by the science to be the easiest way to overcome those challenges. It's the most reliable, the most effective way. Mine is just one of the many out on the market. I've tried to provide objective, factual, truthful reasons why it's different. And then you get to make a choice, but understand that the day you take control of your body is the day you find a way to make those little changes of what you put in it. And that's all it is. That's the keys to the kingdom. The day you could control, and it might sound simple, it's difficult. The day you could control what you put in your body is the day you have complete control over what your body's going to look like a week from now or a year from now.
It's the world's lowest calorie meal replacement. The world's lowest calorie meal replacement. Think about it. There is no finer in the world. The results we've covered that from top to bottom, and the results are through the roof. The taste is what really is exciting, because it's not, oh, I've got to have another meal replacement. It's, oh yeah, I'll do a drink, I'll do a shake, yeah, I'll do one. Andrew went to the fast food experts to find out how they flavour their milkshakes. He took that kind of knowledge and expertise and put it in his secure meal replacement. I mean, that's smart.
But that wasn't mine. Again, but it's a big investment. The one thing I can say about the, it sounds terrible to say, is the fast food places, that it's not like there's a whole bunch of nutrients in those things that cost a lot of money. So they just have to make sure it tastes good. It's basically a thing that just tastes good. So what we simply did, there are, in the U.S., there are these companies that specialize in flavors.
Right.
There are these flavor houses, and they've been doing it for like generations. So I'm not an expert in flavor, except to the extent I know it tastes good, as you know it tastes good. So all we did is we hired these folks and gave them the job of making our meal replacement, creating a mix of several different chocolate flavors to come up with our chocolate meal replacement that if you mixed it with ice and non-fat milk, not even whole milk, ice and non-fat milk or non-fat yogurt, and you put it in a blender, you'd swear you're having a 500-calorie chocolate shake. Or the same thing with our coffee, or the same thing with our vanilla. And I was astounded that originally 30 years ago, our meal replacement, the smallest cost on the little recipe was flavor. Today, if you look at this, all the vitamins and minerals and the world's best source of protein that we use, all of those cost the same as they've ever cost. But now, top of the list, investment in flavor. And to give you a sense of how much we invest in flavor and how substantially it contributes to the formula, it's not an accident that our three formulas are different calorie levels. Vanilla is a more simple and straightforward flavor to accomplish, 63 calories. Chocolate, a little bit more complicated to accomplish also, because the cocoa bean itself contains calories. So chocolate, 67 calories. Vanilla, 63. Chocolate, 67. Coffee, even more difficult to accomplish, 70 calories. So the flavors themselves contribute so much to the very existence of each of these formulas, which is why they taste so good, that it means that it varied the calories by 10%, 63, 67, and 70. So hopefully that underscores, beyond the fact that this ultra-low calorie meal replacement, low in sugar, low in carb, beyond the fact that 70% of the reviews, as I said before, when I originally created this, we had terrible reviews, terrible, but we didn't invest in flavor. And then I hoped, gosh, one day, if half our reviews were 3, 4, and 5 star for an ultra-low calorie meal replacement, remember, we're all different when it comes to taste, that would be a major, major accomplishment. We'd be about 3.5 stars,
right.
3.5 stars. I'd be making half the world really happy, half the world maybe not. But today, 70% of our reviews are perfect 5-star reviews, plus 4 and 3-star reviews. So I think we've accomplished something through the help of people who are very knowledgeable and experienced with flavors. We accomplished something incredible.
Chocolate, coffee, or vanilla, when you go for the 200 or 300 serving, of course, you can mix and match that as well. I do want to recommend the larger because you've got up to a 3-year shelf life. So the value for money down from over $400 to $199 is fantastic. Feel good, feel excited about this being delivered because this is a positive change.
And we have plenty right now, but we will be running out later. I can say that for sure. Overnight, it's something that each time I'm here, we learn a little bit more. That in the old days, when I first was on TV, I'm dating myself, there was no such thing as internet. I think for the first decade or so, no such thing as internet. So the orders occurred while I was on TV. Now what happens between the shows as a result of hsn.com, it makes it much more difficult for us to assess the impact on our inventory. But we're in good standing. We have all the different configurations. So of course, on the 300 size, you can get all one flavor. The vanilla is great because it's so flexible. The chocolate is amazing just because if you like chocolate, you won't find a better tasting chocolate meal replacement in the world. And I read the reviews on the coffee. It's real coffee. It contains caffeine, so you could do one of each, or you could do all of any one flavor. And again, you're talking about, I still marvel when I say it, in the large size at 66 cents a meal, even in the 200 size at just 75 cents a meal. It was more expensive than that when we introduced it almost 30 years ago, which is, and things were a lot less expensive 30 years ago, so mind you. And when you think of what a typical meal replacement costs out on the market, they're usually a few dollars each.
If you'd like to order yours, you can order via the phone number or, of course, going online at hsn.com. Do want to remind you, this is one of 2 today's specials. Cholesteracare is our other today's special. If the new year is going to bring about positive health changes and you want to lower those cholesterol numbers, today is the day to do it.
And what's interesting, the soy protein present in our secure meal replacement, soy protein is something that has a long list of heart health related benefits. So you get all sorts of benefits beyond just weight loss with Secure. But Cholesticare, I talked about this, and it's something that I'm repeating because it seems it's a constant question that we receive and that folks will ask me. We receive at my company, which, by the way, just so everyone knows, if you have any issues with any of the products that I make, certainly you could return them to HSN, which, of course, our return rate is the lowest of any product at HSN, by the way. But also, you call us, or you can have your doctor call us, and it's an easy phone number. It's 800-800-FREE. It's a free call, 800-800-3733. So you could call us anytime. I always mention that. We're there to walk you through any question, any issue that you might have. And when it comes to Cholesticare, and I say that on this product because so many doctors of people who've used this product have called us, not with questions about it, but wanting to get it. That, as I read in that chart earlier from the European research, I forget the medical journal out of Europe, that they said not just are consumers not aware of the power of this ingredient to lower cholesterol, but health practitioners, doctors aren't either. And this is an ingredient that works perfectly with cholesterol-lowering drugs to only deliver greater benefits to potentially lower your dosage or to simply achieve a better result. But feel free to show it to your doctor, work with your doctor. It works. It's approved by the FDA to deliver those heart health benefits and those cholesterol-lowering benefits.
And anything that we didn't cover tonight, any products that you were looking for, CoQ10, the Omega product, available online with special pricing? Online, special pricing.
Everything has New Year's pricing. Every product I make has New Year's pricing right now. And I think we're back at 8 p.m. for the last airing of Secure and the last airing as well of Cholesticare. And we'll just have the last inventory on both.
Andrew, thank you so much.
My pleasure, Adam. Always great, always fun.
It is, and it's always something, you know, you saw me, I was writing, making notes. I always do when I'm on with Andrew, because there's something new every single time.
And a week from Monday, we'll be on together for all your questions. Yes.
And then